The world's most dangerous troops aren't made up of elite soldiers with high-tech weapons. They're made up of baboons. Seriously. In the grasslands and forests of East Africa live troops of baboons that sound like they came straight out of a military history book. These troops can have hundreds of members and are led by an alpha male. And just like human soldiers, these baboons have ranks and they pass down their knowledge to younger members through something called social transmission. This means that when a young baboon joins the troop, he doesn't have to learn everything from scratch. Instead, he can copy what other baboons are already good at, like finding food or avoiding predators. But why do baboons do this? Well, it turns out that living in a troop and sharing info about where to find food and how to avoid being food makes everyone's life easier. And we don't just mean the baboons. This kind of sharing also happens in other animals like chimpanzees and birds. It helps new members get up to speed fast, which is super important in the wild where there's always new stuff going on and threats lurking around every corner. But if you thought that was interesting, wait till you hear this. Researchers recently discovered that young male baboons can actually tell which females in their troop would make the best mates. You heard that right. They played the field, choosing the mom with the best genes for their future offspring. To find these potential partners, they size up each female's behind. Yep, you heard us. They check out the ladies' behinds to see who's the best of the bunch. Now you might be wondering why the baboons don't just go for the most attractive baboon in the troop. After all, isn't that what all the animals do? Well, not necessarily. See, when it comes to choosing a mate, looks aren't everything. Sure, the most attractive baboon might have great genes, but she might also be related to some of the baboon's close relatives. And you know what happens when you mate with a close relative? You increase the chance of having genetic problems. So even though the most good-looking baboon might seem like the best choice, it's actually better for the young baboons to spread their genes around a little. But here's where things get really crazy. The baboons use a special trick to find the perfect mate. They sniff each other's butts to figure out if they're related. If they're not related, they're more likely to get together. If they are related, well, they usually don't. It's like they have their own little version of the "Are you related?" game that humans play to avoid any awkward family moments. And speaking of awkward family moments, you might be wondering if the alpha male baboon is related to all the other baboons in the troop. We mean he is the leader after all. But it turns out that the alpha male isn't always related to the rest of the troop. In fact, sometimes he's just a random guy who happens to be strong enough to lead. It's kind of like a human gang, where the leader is always the one who's related to everyone else. Sometimes he's just the toughest guy around. So the next time you hear someone say that baboons are just a bunch of monkeys, remember that these troops are more like special forces than your average primate. They have ranks, they share intelligence, and they even play the field when it comes to choosing a mate. Who knows? Maybe baboons are onto something. Sharing info and working together might be the secret to success, not just in the wild, but in life in general. Okay, but all this talk about baboons got us thinking. Do you know someone who's a total baboon? Maybe a friend who's always getting into trouble, or a family member who's always playing games? We'd love to hear what you have to say. And hey, if you want more fun facts about the animal kingdom delivered straight to your inbox, don't forget to subscribe. It's the only way to make sure you never miss an episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.